Good day, subscribers! I am Jeremy and this is the Financial Education Channel, and today I'm so excited to talk about this video today, which is interview tips. Interview tips to get you that job. Being in a job interview, a lot of people have either never been through it or never been through a thorough one. So today I want to give away the tips that I've done in my past. Now, as many of you guys know, I am a business owner now. I have my own company. But before that, I had been through 3 job interviews. All 3 jobs, I got the job. So the first job ever I had an interview for, I got that job. The second job, same thing. Third job as well. I've also been through 2 promotion interviews during my life. So I've been through a total of 5 interviews. All 5, I either got the job or I got promoted to the next position up in the company. So I have a few really great tips I'm going to run through with you guys today. And this is really going to help you in your current workplace or trying to get that next better job. So, first thing that happens, you get a call, you put in your resume and whatnot, you get a call, says, come in, we're going to give you a job interview, right? Great, that's fantastic. Right then and there, you need to start prepping. You need to start prepping what type of questions are they going to ask you. Now, you don't know the specifics, but I'm going to wrap your head and put you in a mindset where you're going to be able to think about what type of questions they're asking, right? Okay, let's say you're going for a job to be a manager. Well, when being a manager, you need to do what? You need to manage people generally. You need to perform tasks. You need to mainly get others to perform tasks. You need to do things in a timely fashion and be able to time manage very well. Those are some of the most important factors for a manager, right? Because you're going for a management position. So you need to start making up questions, write them down or whatnot, that they may ask you. And they're going to ask you a lot of people questions. How do you work with people? How would you discipline somebody? How have you disciplined somebody in the past if you have? How's your time management? What are some things you do to manage your time well in the workplace? How do you get people to perform for you? How do you get people to do the best they can? How do you bring the best out of people? So those are all types of questions that will be asked during that interview. They might not be asked the exact same way as you write them down on that paper, but if you're prepped on enough of them, you're going to be well performing in that interview to say the right answers or give your best out there. Now, obviously, every interview is different. Every type of position is different. I don't have time to go through, test prep on all this stuff. The video would be hours and hours long. But if you're in that mindset, think about the position, think about what types of things they're going to ask you. Now, once you're prepped, you're well prepped, you're feeling good, you need to think about, how am I going to dress for this interview? Because that's the next most important thing. So, what type of job are you going for? Are you going for, let's stay on the manager thing. Say you're going to be an assistant manager at a fast food place, right? Well, a lot of the people that are going to go for that type of job probably aren't going to dress very good, right? They're going to dress just kind of plain Jane. This is your chance to kind of one-up everybody. You're dressed in a nice collared shirt, long sleeve, tucked in, a belt, slacks, pair of dress shoes, looking good going in there. That gives you a good opportunity because now you're standing out. So another very important thing is you want to make sure you stand out in the interview. Somehow make sure you stand out. Doesn't mean do something crazy to yourself. Go get some crazy piercings or whatnot. No, you need to make sure the way you dress or your hairdo, something stands out where it's different, much different than everybody, so that person remembers you. Because remember, a lot of the workplaces you go to, whatever day they call you in for an interview, they're probably going to do 10, 20, maybe even 100 interviews that day. How are you going to stand out from the rest of the pack? Dressing is a way to go. Say you're going for an investment bank job. They might have 100 interviews for that same position and only 3 people are getting hired. Everybody's going to be dressed in a nice suit, right? A nice black suit, black tie. That's how everybody's going to be dressed, right? Why not throw in a lime green tie, a bright orange tie, something? Do your hair a certain way that's very different from everybody else. Do something that makes you stand out. Because the looks is a great way to stand out. Because I guarantee you for that type of job, everybody's going to have good grades. Everybody's going to have things they've done in their past that looks good on the resume, those kinds of things. So then it's about your personality. Not everybody has a personality that just wows you, right? So if you have that, then great, you might be able to get away with that. But dressing is another great way to stand out. So they remember, oh yeah, remember that guy that wore the lime green tie? Let's not hire him. No, I'm just kidding. No, at least they remember you. That's very important. You've got to be memorable. Otherwise, you're just another person. Okay, it's now interview day. So you're in the office. Either the interviewer is going to come out and get you, or you're going to be called into an office, right, to do this interview. During that time you're walking with the interview person, or once you get into the room, there's going to be time for small talk generally. Almost every situation, they're going to ask you how you're doing, how's your day going, things like that. Whatever you do, don't just be one-sided. Don't just be like, good. Don't just be short with them. Try to make some small talk. The reason being is this is going to build a level of comfort with you, with them. Level of comfort. You're going to feel more comfortable. It's going to make you less nervous because then you're just having a dialogue back and forth. Ask them how their day's going. How are things going? During the small talk, don't be afraid to talk small talk, but don't go negative somehow. What do I mean by that? Okay, they could ask you how your day's going. Maybe you had a ton of traffic going there. Don't be like, oh man, the traffic was horrible coming here. I barely got dressed in time. Don't go negative. Don't put off a whole negative vibe. You're just meeting this person for the first time ever and you're trying to get a job. Don't go negative. Be positive. Try to smile. Be presentable. Be talkable. Even if you're not, you're a bit of a shy person, you got to be outgoing during this time. It's very, very, very important. Small talk's done. You get into the interview, right? You're getting asked these questions. Hopefully you're well prepped on them. Do not be afraid to speak very positively of your old workplace, of old co-workers, and of the things you've done in your past. Don't try to minimize them, like, oh yeah, I did that, and try to minimize them. No, make it like that was the greatest thing ever. Don't minimize what you've done in the past, maximize it. Make it look great. Make it look great. Make it sound great. Make it sound like you've done great things. Don't lie about things, but everything you say, put it in a way like it's so grand. It's so huge. It's so great what you did. Because if you try to minimize things, the interviewer is going to automatically minimize them even more, like it wasn't even important what you did. So you do not want to have that happen. If you don't have a lot of experience on workplace things because you're very young and you're getting you're getting asked questions, and maybe you did sports in the past, you could talk about sports stories on how you motivated teammates, how you work hard, how you're never satisfied, those kinds of things. So you can bring other things that are outside of the workplace if you're very young, because those are the kinds of things you've done in your past. You don't have a ton of work experience, if any, at that point in time. So you can talk about other avenues of things you've done positively. Interviewers going along, then you start wrapping up the interview. At this point, they're going to generally ask you, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions, sir? Ma'am? Do you have any questions? This is your time to interview the interviewer. This is your time to really stand out and say, yeah, I do. How do you like working for this company? I heard this and that about the company is really good. What's your take on it and whatnot? This is your chance to build a little more rapport with that person. This is your chance to be in front of them longer so they can remember you, hopefully more. This is your chance to make them say, wow, because you know what a lot of people do? They say, nope, I don't have any questions, and it's over and they're out of there. This is your chance to get a couple more minutes. You want as much face time in front of them as possible. So this is your chance to get some more face time in front of them and talk to them a bit and ask them and be genuine about the question. And hopefully you did a little research on the company. So when you ask those few questions, don't ask a million questions, ask 2 or 3. When you do ask those questions, they're genuine, they make sense, and the interviewer can answer them. If you want to talk a little bit about their career, don't go too deep. Just very general questions. That's a great way to stand out. Now, interview's over, make sure you're positive, look them in the eye, give them a handshake, say thank you so much for, this opportunity and whatnot. and go on about your way. And that's it. You handle an interview like that from the get-go, from prepping way before the interview to all the way through that process, and you follow those steps, I guarantee you, you stand a very, very, very good chance of actually getting that call back that says, hey, you know what, you start next week. Very, very good chance, but you have to follow it all the way through, because if you miss one of those steps, that could really screw you up. If you're not memorable, if you're not outgoing, if you didn't do prep, you might as well forget it at that point. That's going to be very hard. Good luck trying to get a job, especially any type of good job, if you didn't do prep like that. So follow those steps and you shall be okay. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, you may want to. I talk a ton about personal finance. This is kind of personal finance today. I mean, getting a better job, that's personal finance related. I talk a bit about investing, stocks I'm buying, and I talk about entrepreneurship, being a young entrepreneur, starting a business, those kinds of things. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.